Welcome. This is a 20-minute investment to help you know how to be an effective instructor for the OLLI Sedona Verde Valley program. My name is Sharon Sherman, and I am a longtime facilitator, member, and volunteer for this wonderful organization. Our mission statement: our organization is designed to be a member-led, member-driven organization. We're here to provide diverse opportunities for anyone over the age of 50 to share interests and information and insights. And we do this through great classes, but through collaborative and life-enhancing intellectual and social activities in the bigger sense. OLLI is nationwide. You might not know we're in 125 programs embedded in colleges all over the U.S. Founded by Bernard Osher, his generosity has funded the program, and we live off the interest, plus the memberships and class fees. Our members make the program possible. We have donations to also help pad out membership. Our charter requires an annual membership, but our funding pays for staff. This allows us to market and have membership management and class scheduling and coordination. We have an excellent staff. I hope you'll get a chance to meet them. Our director is Linda Shook. She's director of the OLLI program, but also the assistant dean of lifelong learning. We are lucky to have all our staff, Katie Nipper, Solaris Wall, Jen Thoreau, do an excellent job and are always helpful. You might make note of the phone number showing on the slide. The Clarkdale campus number will get you the front desk. You can always write OLLI at ollisv@yc.edu or click on the website link. There's information there. OLLI is a community of mature adults, older learners, but instructors are part of this whole. They can be any age. Instructors are, of course, learn by doing, so they are learners as well. And they may be enjoying the networking and the camaraderie that comes with teaching. OLLI connects individuals to each other, and that includes facilitators. And we are combating the isolation that we see is so devastating. COVID showed this, how harmful it is. So we experience the joy of learning by teaching. Who can teach? Anyone. Passion and knowledge. You want to teach something? You've got a good idea. You got the info. Credentials are not vetted. We look for a solid class that's going to offer value. You can step out of your field of expertise. On the other hand, it's entrepreneurial. There's no guaranteed attendance, and all of our facilitators are volunteers. One of the reasons facilitators give their time to teach at OLLI is that the students are usually such a great experience. They're respectful, engaged, fun, and appreciative. We have in this divisive environment an island where we observe a code of conduct that encourages the exchange of lively and even passionate views, but with common courtesy. We want to respect opposing viewpoints. We want to maintain dignity for yourself in your class. So we want people not to make personal attacks. We want it to be a great place to take a class. Do this courtesy. As a facilitator, we want people to deliver relevant OLLI course content. So it's about the student, it's about the information we're sharing. It's not selling products or services on the premises. Of course, your expertise and your experience can bring wonderful things to the classroom, and exposure to you, your business, if that's what you're doing, is just great. So you can demo what you know, but don't require its use as course material. Sharing credentials is highly advised. Why do I want to listen to you? Supporting your content with experience is acceptable. And if you want to leave flyers or in the business room about your business, of course, just put on a good class. Of course, if you have wine, chocolate, or a package from Amazon, this could be rethought. Classroom delivery options. We can do it by Zoom. There are in-person. We can do combos with Zoom and in-person. And we can, of course, there's classes that may necessarily be off-site, none of the above. Our students and instructors have tended to prefer being in person, but it's great to have an option to take Zoom classes. So we encourage you to use the method that you're most comfortable with and will get you the best results. And be sure you get training on the technology. Talk to the staff if you have questions on class delivery methods. We do have to plan ahead. By now, you will have gone through the process of submitting a proposal and getting assigned to a classroom and a time and being able to deliver your class. When you submit a proposal, you should have received a confirmation. New instructors get additional info, and not within a few weeks, you should have gotten a date and a time by email. Room assignment and rosters come in a third email a few weeks before your session. The copy of the email sent to remind students of their enrollment is done a few days before the class. You see what that is. So when you see it, that's a copy of what your students are getting. New instructors receive additional emails and go through working with a mentor, ideally. We ask all new instructors to come to orientation or watch this video, and we particularly want you to get live room training so you know what you're doing in the room. It's important. Creating your classroom content, of course, is the heart and soul of being a facilitator and beyond the scope of a 20-minute presentation. But a few words to some pointers to make sure you have organized carefully, outline, session by session planning. Work with a mentor and an experienced instructor. If you're new to this, you still can create a great class. Get some tips. If you're going to use handouts, not necessary, but if you're going to do it, make sure they're done at least 1 week in advance. We've talked about it and we'll continue to talk about it. Make sure you're packaged to fit the time. And if you've not done your class before, test it. Practice and have fun. Working with the roster, you get an email that tells you how to get in, see your roster. It shows you your students and their contact info, and from that info, in the BCC of the email, please don't put everybody's name in the to field of the emails. Put it all in the BCC and send a welcome email so you can inform them of something special. Like I have loaners, laptop loaners sometimes. Or if there's special information on meeting. It encourages interest and attendance. Highly recommended. All our great instructors do it. And you get attendance your first class. Bring that roster in and know that everybody in the room is enrolled. Handouts are optional. You can send them digitally, again, using your roster in the emails in the BCC portion of the email, and attach your content, send it out. You optionally can have one in paper that you bring to class. It will, if you get it there a week before, it'll be in the office for you to pick up and distribute. It will be double-sided, black and white. Be mindful of the copyright laws. When you submit a proposal, you get to specify how many people you feel are necessary for you to teach and how many are too many for you not to teach. But you may approach class and you may be finding your enrollment is lower than you wanted. And our advice is to consider teaching anyway, at least the first class. You may find it's an anomaly. It doesn't happen again, but you may find you learn what works and some other approach might foster more attendance. You may build a following. You may get last-minute enrollments. You may have word of mouth that brings in students, even during your session. Bring in students. If you're ill or you have an emergency and you need to cancel, immediately inform the office. You can email them. Make sure they respond. Reach out to your sign-up so that they understand that you're serious. And if it's a single session, consider a makeup session. There is sometimes in the winter, especially, or in thunderstorm summers, there's campus closures. They sign up for the text alerts. You get emails on this. This lets you know if the campus is closed. If Prescott closes, we all close because they provide the support. Consider a makeup class if it's a single class. We had a lot this winter of 2023. Classroom access. You need to have visited your room. You need to know where your room is. You need to understand the technology you're going to need to use, even where are the switches and the thermostat and the layout of the floor. You want to check beforehand. Don't come and expect to wing it. Do some preparation. It will make a difference for you and your success. We give you 15 minutes. Often the setup, you come in earlier if the classroom's open. Special needs can be added to your proposal so that we can work you in at a time where you might have no classes before you're scheduled. The classroom preparation then includes knowing where your class is offered, if there's a class before yours, understanding the room layout, understanding the relevant room technology, and be aware. If you come up first day not knowing your room with your PCs, we can't support you. You need to bring your media on a thumb drive, not a PC. If you have PowerPoint, you might want to borrow one of the remotes or have your own, know how to use it. PowerPoint remote makes you much more mobile in the classroom. And if you need your voice projected because the room's big or your voice is soft like mine, obtain a microphone from the office. The room layout. Consider it. We're not bound by audience style. You can indicate your needs and you can move the desks around. Students can help, V-shaped. I've seen some great circular formations. Move your chairs, tables to suit your needs, but return it the way you found it. Which brings us back to, we've mentioned there are things available from the office. You can have supplies like whiteboards, pick up your handouts, get a PowerPoint advancer, microphone. You will need to leave your firstborn, your house mortgage, your car. No, you need to leave your keys or your ID because we find people accidentally walk off with this material. And we are delivering name tags for the participants, but you can get extra paper and markers as people tend to forget theirs or it didn't get printed. You can have an instructor name tag. We usually don't print them out for first-time people. We'd like to see you come back. OLLI will order, so contact OLLI if you'd like one, and if you've done more than one class. Before class begins, again, arrive 15 minutes early, check the equipment. Students might come 5 to 10 minutes early, some late. So greet them, take roll call, encourage name tags or personal name tags, and wear your own if you have your own, or put on a sticky. Hey, sometimes things happen. We need to be prepared for those unusual moments. One of those is that if a student comes in and realizes this is not the class they want, for whatever reason, they have to go to the office to change. And this is not your problem to refund their fees. They submit in writing to OLLI, so you know, and there's a limited time period. So encourage them to go take care of it. There may be room assignment or conflicts unexpectedly for various reasons, or I've gotten them wrong, wrong room. So contact the office if you have any concerns or confusions. Or sometimes I'm confused. I got the room wrong. Students not enrolled in your class, this is advanced enrollment preferred, of course. So send them to the office, the telephone, or online to enroll. Invite them to return to class. We don't really want to lose anybody. You'd think a teacher shortage would make it easier to get away with stuff. Computer login is a little different. This is why you need to go see the room and see your equipment. Be aware the keyboard needs to have Control-Alt-Delete pressed to be able to get to the login. It's not like your personal PC. Now, username and password is by the computer every time, and if it's not, call the extension 4275. Internet connectivity is free without password if you connect to the network called YC Rough Air. Others need passwords, and you need to open Chrome, Edge, Firefox. You'll see a term acceptance that you need to click, and then test your internet. No passwords needed. It's public use. So be aware of what you access on there. Many of us rely on the room technology, such as the room PC, the internet services, or the projector. Computers have a function called sleep, which suspends the action of the machine. And if you see that, you can correct this simply by pressing Control-Alt-Delete and logging back in, just like when you set the machine up originally. This, of course, happens only if you're using the machine. The machine, if this does not solve the problem, then perhaps you need to get help. Simple issues, go get the staff. Serious problems, especially if you can't get the staff, then there is IT support that is available at least by phone. Sometimes there's even someone on site, but more likely they're in Prescott and you have to make arrangements. But they're very good at vetting over the phone. To give you a little prep on what might be a simple technical issue would be you're using two monitors and you realize you don't know how to get the picture separated onto the two different monitors, or you're having trouble getting your sound on your video to work, or you're trying to get into the Wi-Fi with your phone or another device because you need to do something with that while you're in your class teaching. Now, please be as trained as you can be on the room technology. Learn to use it before you enter the room. Do not assume you know how this technology works. Get a little training. Once you understand the rooms, then there's always something that you might not know, and people will be happy to try and help you get working. Somebody in the class may be able to help. Staff may be able to help. Seek assistance. Stranger problems that we probably can't fix on site are things like the monitor stop working, the screen does not drop down, the panels that are running the audio visual are frozen. And all we can do is have a backup plan. Always plan for a way to run your class in the event your technology doesn't work good under any circumstances. Just a few words on starting your class. You've got there early and you're set up and you've got students and you're ready to rock and roll. A few tips. Many of you, of course, would do this, but just some ideas. Make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure your students introduce themselves in some way if you can. If it's a really large class, this may not be feasible, but it's often a great way to break the ice and find out what the expectations of the class are. And of course, give the course overview and your goals. So we have some anchors for the class. Always good to review at the end. Mention the housekeeping. I sometimes forget, but I like to clue them as to where their washrooms are. Most of your students will know. Explain how questions are to be handled. This is just a good reminder because everybody does their class a little differently and you may have preferences. Your students may want to know how you want to hear from them. Also, when they do their questions, try to remember to repeat the questions. Again, these are all things you may know to do already. And be a sport. OLLI announcements are on the podium. Let them know what's going on besides your class. Share the upcoming events. Encourage volunteering. Encourage donations. Encourage discussion. Learn good question asking techniques. Use short PowerPoint slides, short videos. Make the focus engagement. Repeat questions and offer breaks. For disturbances, we talked about it. You are never need to tolerate verbal abuse or violent behavior. And so you have to ask your problem child to leave the room if necessary or call 911. Most of the time, you will work it out. If someone's hurt or sick, there is a first aid kit available in the office. Send someone to get it. Most of our instructors, including our new ones, give a great class and shine in the classroom. We offer all students a chance to evaluate after the class and share their appreciation with the instructor and their suggestions. I try to remember to encourage this feedback. It has a lot of good reasons. I get specific feedback. I can use the comments to self-promote. I like having people show up for my class. It's a lot of work to put on a class. I use the information to fine-tune the class. And sometimes I get great suggestions in the class that stimulate ideas for teaching next round. The feedback helps us develop OLLI curriculum, so it's really appreciated. If this is truly an averse process to you, you may opt out. If you enjoy teaching for OLLI or in other circumstances, it's a lifelong learning process in itself, right? To become a good instructor, and there's always room to learn new things. So one of the ways we try to promote this is to have facilitator mixers and quarterly online meetings. We share best practices and get information on aspects of teaching at OLLI. We have some free instructor trainings pre-session on specific things like how to have better PowerPoint or how to manage a video or how to create a video. Sometimes we offer an OLLI class to all members that are sort of designed to also be very facilitator relevant. We also have a teaching page that we're bulking out. It has a lot of documents on it right now that might be useful to you. So take advantage if you have time and interest. Before most sessions, we will have mixers that allow facilitators to present their class. Usually we give 2 minutes to each instructor, and it allows you to showcase your content and the idea of what your class is about. And it lets you hear what other facilitators have to share. So if you have time, we appreciate your attendance and love to have you there. Others are doing. It's never too late to ask for a mentor. Encourage evaluations, keep the good ones, build several classes and alternate offerings, and post on your social media pages. Tell your friends, email them, your affiliates, your organizations. If you enjoy teaching, we hope that you will come back and you will submit a new proposal. We love you to submit early and submit often. There is a calendar on the teaching page when the proposal submission window is open next and throughout the year when it'll be open again. And that proposal link is always available. It's either live or states when it will be live again. There are, most of you know, 5 sessions per year: fall 1, 2, winter, spring, summer. is necessary to have some lead time to get the catalog together, the scheduling, the rooms. So it takes 2 to 3 months before the session is when we need to know what people will teach. So there's a kind of long lead time you have to live with, but plan ahead. Plan for other sessions. We hope you'll teach again. When you submit early, your time preferences are honored as they're submitted, so you have a greater opportunity to get the times that are perfect for you to teach. Submit early, submit often, and take a few OLLI classes. You'll learn something new and you'll learn more about teaching. You get class credit. If you are a member, you need to be a member, you will get some free classes. And we thank you for your service. Lastly, if you grow as a facilitator here at OLLI, there are lots of opportunities to participate and help build this community. Become a mentor, help other new instructors, become an OLLI member and get free class vouchers and take classes. Volunteer for events or committees and meet others, and if you have a business, network your business. We hope that teaching is a great experience. For your generous contribution of time and talent in teaching for OLLI and for listening to this presentation. May all your classes be rewarding.